Welcome, everybody, once again to Haunt Chat Live. Tonight in the spotlight.
There we go. It was blocking you.
Yeah, I saw that. Tonight in the spotlight, we have Robert Fitz. Everybody, give a warm welcome to my one and only Gravedigger.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, I scared the cat. Welcome to season this many and episode this many. And I want to bring up something doing. Now, I did recently, I went out and updated our IMDb, Internet Movie Database. If you guys haven't checked that, anything you want to know about movies or television, it's out there, specifics, who's in them, all that kind of stuff. IMDb.com. Anyway, Hot Chat Live, of course, we have an entry out there. And I went looking the other day and noticed that it hadn't been updated in a while. So I went out and I updated with all the episodes. In the doing of that, I found this is our 50th episode.
Yes, it is.
Woo!
Hey!
This many. So, wait, did I do it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. That many. So we have done 50 episodes, so thank you all for joining us. Jello to you too, Robert. We have coming up, as Mistress Laurie mentioned, Robert Fitz, or Rob Fitz. We will have him on coming up. I also want to apologize to all of you fans out there who love those wonderful, beautiful, delicious musical promos that I do.
Ego.
Whatever. We were not able to put one out for this show, and I'm very, very sorry about that. Yes. Sometimes life gets in the way, and I wasn't able to. We will be back with them again. It's not that I'm stopping doing them, because I love doing them. We just were not able to get those out. I want to make sure we don't. Okay, they can hear us, okay. and who are they? Cat's head is in the way. I've got to move him to see the comments.
Damn it, Troy.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, he saw the button. Troy might actually be watching tonight eventually, so he tunes in once in a while. So anyway, with that said, let's see. I think that was it. What else do we got? We did take part in the Sydney, Iowa Rodeo Parade today.
Very hot day for that, too.
Oh, my God. It was 90.
Wow.
Well, it felt like 97, wasn't it? Is that what it feel like? It was like 90 degrees.
The humidity was just unbelievable.
Oh, Rodeo Town. Of course, our haunted attraction, Sinister Sydney, is in Sydney, Iowa, which is Rodeo Town, USA. This was our, I think, 98th year, longest running outdoor rodeo in the country. And this was the final day of their, I think, 98th year of doing it. So that was cool. And we take part in that every year. But yes, it was hot and sweaty. And but we're back in the air conditioning and we're nice and cool. And speaking of cool, segue like that. Speaking of cool, I want to introduce you all to Rob Fitz. How you doing, Rob? I didn't unmute you. Yes, I did. There
you go.
No, I didn't. Hold on.
Yeah.
Now you're unmuted. Now we can hear you.
Going, buddy?
It is going good. How are you?
Wonderful.
Were you out in the heat today? I know it's hot. Where are you, by the way? You don't have to give specifics. Oh, well, I know where you are.
Yeah, I have a shop in Salem, Massachusetts, but I live in southern New Hampshire.
Okay.
Wow.
Because it's a nice little escape from, the city or, the kind of urban areas. So
that's like, 10 minutes away from your shop, right? Are all those states like they're tiny and you can just drive through them in a few minutes?
Right. They're all very small. And quite 10 minutes, but it's not like where you guys are. The states are huge. You're there for like 10 hours,
Yeah.
Driving through. So
yeah, I got to drive 20 miles to work. So, every day. Yeah. So
I hear you.
It's fun. It's fun. So we're glad to have you here. Now, you were brought to me by a mutual friend. And you, of course, being you're makeup artist or in the makeup artist industry, you're doing that stuff. You've done some directing. You've got your shop going on. But I'll tell you what, when she brought you up to me, and I, of course, had to look you up and see, do we want this guy on the show even, And I'm scrolling through your IMDb, which, everybody, there is a link to Rob's IMDb page on here. Go check out the stuff he's worked on. But I'm scrolling down. Oh, wow, I know that movie. Oh, that's good. He did R.I.P.D. He was worked on R.I.P.D. Oh, yeah, we're having him on the show. Sorry, I love that. I love that movie. It's a fun, good movie, and all kinds of weird stuff in it. And I'm a little weird, so I tend to like weird stuff. So we fit really well.
You know, with R.I.P.D., one of the cool things was not just the experience of working on it, was a really cool, big production.
Right.
It was also the first time I ever saw my name in the credits in 3D.
Oh, so, nice.
That was a milestone for me. I was like, because out of selfish reasons and ego, I'll sit there and I'll watch the credits and I'll be like, there I am in 3D. It's so cool.
Ego, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but you know,
really
that whatever. But yeah, that's really cool. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to see if we can get like some 3D thing going on. That'd be cool. We'll have to do that. Mm-hmm. All right. So now you've had some. Drop some names. Throw out some of the other larger productions you've worked on, and small ones if you like.
Well, so the first as a makeup artist, I got started out of film school, and I started working on little low budget things. One of the first movies I worked on was a little low budget movie called Squeeze that got sold to Miramax. And then I got called for a couple of days to work on a movie that you all know called Jumanji, the original.
Nice.
So I worked on that for a couple of days in Keene, New Hampshire. And then from there, kind of everybody started hearing about my name in the area, in the Boston area. But it wasn't until probably like 2006 when they passed the laws for tax incentives, when productions really started taking shape here in Massachusetts. And so I started working on movies from then on and really killing it. Like it's funny because I was basically a filmmaker, but also a janitor.
Oh, no.
And I was a janitor for many years at this company called Life is Good, if you know the T-shirts. And one day they called me up to work on a movie called The Surrogates. And
we just watched that the other night.
Yeah, we
that
did.
Was just on TV the other night.
Yeah, so I had to make a prosthetic nose. They asked me to make a prosthetic nose for the lead actress. And I bring this nose in, and I'm showing it to the guys. And I'm showing it to two Academy Award-winning makeup artists, Howard Berger and Jeff Dawn. And they're like looking at it, and they're like, all right, this is cool. They go, hey, Rob, what are you doing this summer? Because we got a lot of work for you. Like, I guess I'm quitting my janitor job.
There you go. I would have too.
So I started working with them, and then the rest is I started basically working full time on movies, and a lot of it is like working on background, like and like minor characters. But lately I've been able to do a lot of really cool effects. Makeup artist for 25 years, and like this year I got to work on two great projects. I worked on the new season of Dexter, which
is cool.
Super cool. You won't see that in the IMDb.
No, not yet.
And then I worked on season 10 of American Horror Story, which was really cool too. That was a fun one.
And you're like contractually, you're not allowed to give out any spoilers or anything like that, can you?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Had to try.
Well, I love Dexter, right? And it was a super cool show to work on. But American Horror Story, I have a confession. I've never watched it. And which is surprising. Like, I'm a horror guy. I've never watched American Horror Story.
Right.
So people will say, well, tell me about it. And I go, all right, I signed an NDA, right? Non-disclosure agreement. And B, I have no idea what the show is about. I just made up some creepy dudes and did some cool makeup, and that was it,
There you go.
I'm useless with that. Like I couldn't even if I wanted to tell you what it was about.
Right. We,
You know,
we,
but it
we've
was
seen
cool.
a couple seasons of it, but not all of them. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize they were up to 10.
Yeah.
Right?
We've seen like 6, I think. So we missed a few.
I think we caught 7.
Did we see 7? I don't know.
Our problem is we binge it on Netflix. Yeah.
Right.
We'll binge a whole season in a day and a half.
Yeah.
That's like the only way we get to watch anything with everything we got going on. So.
That's cool.
Well, awesome. So
But, yeah.
you do have those. Robert Starkey. I assume it's Starkey. Maybe it's Stark. But Stark. Okay. But he was asking if you were currently working on any new movies. But you're a little busy doing those series going on.
Well, so yeah, those right there. As far as like that's what I worked on. I don't work as much on movies. I'm more selective. So because the main thing is the reason is I own a magic shop in Salem, Mass, and I'm really busy with that. And this kind of like this pandemic has really made people want to go out and buy weird, creepy stuff. So yeah, it's crazy busy, and I really don't have a lot of time to get away from the store.
I really love that you run a magic shop. Now, of course, when I was a kid, magic shops were a lot more common going on, and I had my favorite one in Omaha that I would go to, and I would buy the little thumb flash thing, and just little bits of actual magic. Yes, I was actually part of a magician society back when I was a dorky little kid. But
that's cool.
But had a good time doing that. And then there's one, at least it used to be several years ago, in Estes Park that I always like to stop in at when I went there. So, and looking at your Facebook page for the Magic Parlor and things, it looks pretty much the same type of a deal, a traditional magic shop where you've got costumes and magic stuff there.
Yep.
So that's awesome. I love it. Tell us how long you've been doing that.
Okay, so the Magic Parlor I've owned for a little over 5 years. The previous owners, they wanted to sell the shop because they wanted to retire, and I was kind of like, I was getting a little tired of the hours on films, like working like 12, 14 hours a day.
Sure.
And then you know what? I got this opportunity, and I took it to buy their shop, and so I purchased the store, and I did like a 3-year plan to pay it off in 3 years because I wasn't made of money and still not aren't.
Right.
But I bought it and I started doing it, and it started like really taking shape. Like, it was great to begin with, and they really laid the groundwork. But then I started doing little things to, make it this even cooler place. And I feel as though I've done really well with it so far, and it's fun. Like, we have, a magic section, but we have like jokes and gags. We've got monster masks. We've got oddities. We've got spiritual and Wiccan items. We have psychic readings. And during October we do makeup on people. Like face painting and prosthetics.
I saw some of those pictures out on the page too.
Yep, and I also teach makeup classes upstairs. I rent above the shop, and I teach people how to do prosthetic makeup from, myself, which is I'm a professional makeup artist, so it's kind of a great whole situation,
And you are open. You're open year round. This isn't any kind of a seasonal thing, and
right, every day.
It's always nice to be able to do what you love. Robert wants to know if you do you ship items out, and do you have makeup tutorials?
Actually, Steve wants to know if they ship items out.
Oh, sorry,
Robert wants to know if you do makeup tutorials.
My bad.
Well, I do ship, absolutely. On our Magic Parlor website, you can go there and you can buy things, and we'll ship them to you. And if there's something you're looking for, you can always message us, and we can get it to you. You can always call the shop too. We're open every day from 11 to 6. 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we always try
And
to.
if you do call and they don't answer, you will hear his lovely voice on the answering machine. Because I actually called the shop tonight right after I sent you the message because you didn't reply immediately. You know, when and so I'm like, oh, okay, because that always worries me a little bit. So yeah, I actually called the shop. Nope, they're closed already.
Yeah.
And Carlo Barbary the third says, "I miss you, Robert." Also, great big.
Yeah. Carlo's a friend. Carlo is he works on films in the New England area too, and he's also an expert on collecting DVDs and movie posters. Like, you know,
Nice.
I can give him I gave him a list of some of the movie posters I have, just a fraction because I got a bunch, and he was like, "That's worth $20. That's worth 26. That's worth whatever, like the rarity of it." And I was like, "Wow, really?" I was like, "Okay." You know, so, you know, I have all kinds of weird things, memorabilia, different things, you know.
Well, most people that work in the movie industry tend to collect, because you can get your hands on little things most people don't see, even just little stuff.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Yeah,
That's cool.
you know.
I'd like to have a chance to go through, one of their houses sometimes and just see all the kind of little dealios that they have.
Oh, yeah, like, they give you swag from these movies, and like half the stuff I've never used or worn, like clothes and whatever. Like they give you like some shirt from some movie you worked on, and
Right.
yeah, I got all that stuff that's probably all in a big giant box full of, you know.
And I'm sorry I interrupted what you were saying when I said that, Carla. You were answering about you said you do ship them out. They can go to the website. What about the makeup tutorials?
Makeup tutorials. I'm working on putting together some makeup tutorials. Sometimes we do live streaming of my classes, but we're working on actually like honing a good makeup tutorial, because that's takes a little more, doing.
Sure.
You can't pull out a camera. You got to like get the right angles, and you have to, kind of like choreograph it. I want to make it good. If I'm going to make it, I don't want to just slap it together, but we will get there,
Also, we'll look forward to seeing it now, and I assume that might be something that enough work goes into that's not something you're just going to be able to pull up on YouTube. That's something that you would have to order and get from the great Rob Fisk makeup tutorial on doing these prosthetics or whatever, and it'll be available at a shop. Something like that.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. We're expanding all that stuff like slowly and surely, doing our thing, getting it out there.
You got to grow with it. You got to grow and go with it.
Absolutely. And enjoy yourself. That's the one thing I think people forget, is you got to like have a good time with it, otherwise it'll become work. And I don't want that.
People ask, why don't we do more shows? Why do we only do one show a month? Why is it only half an hour long? Because we do it because we enjoy doing it. We do it for fun. We don't get paid. We don't have sponsors. We only do it for fun. That way it's not work. The haunted attraction. We do it for fun. We don't have giant budgets. It comes out of our pocket doing it and what have you, and we make a little bit of it back, not anywhere near what we spend. But we're not doing it for the money. We do it for, hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Hey, right? And that was, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I totally agree.
He goes on tangents. You have to be careful with him.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. You got to enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, find something else to do.
Right.
Money is not everything. It helps. Don't get me wrong, it helps. But it's not everything.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
So between you working on your TV shows and working on the shop, is there anybody? Is it more than you in the family? Is there,
Yeah. So I'm starting to collect a lot of people that work for me. Like my first major employee was my nephew. I brought my nephew into the store and had him work for me, and now he's kind of like the manager.
Oh, cool.
So if I like need to break away and go do something someday and not be in the store, I can do that. Or if I can go work on a film, you know, if I'm like, all right, well, I'll go work on something for a couple of days. You know, that might happen this fall, actually. I might like try to get out there and do something, do a few films. I can't tell you what they are, but they're cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so there's that, and I would actually really like to start concentrating on making another film. I directed a couple of movies, and I really feel at home, and I love making films, and you know, I want to get back into doing that, and it's difficult to do because it's so expensive, you know. But you know, that's kind of like one of my first loves is filmmaking.
So now the only one I know about is God of Vampires. And
Okay.
I did watch that trailer. That was an awesome trailer. It looks like a very cool movie going on there. So what other ones that oh, thank you, Steve. What other ones that, you know, that have been ones that you've directed and done other things besides just the makeup that might not show up on IMDb or whatever?
Well, I started with God of Vampires, and then because I made that and it got distribution, a guy approached me to direct a movie called Blessed, and he sent me the script. I looked at it, and it was a drama, right? It was like a drama that had kind of like, you know, overtones of supernatural stuff going on. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to. It wasn't my speed. I'm a horror movie guy. I want to just chop people's heads off. But I saw that, you know, it was actually like a meaningful story, so I did it, and it was made for a little bit more money than God of Vampires, like, well, a lot more, but it's still low budget. Like, it was still like $150,000 budget movie. For a movie, it was nothing, you know.
Right,
but
right.
It was cool because we shot it all in one fell swoop. We shot it in like 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Came back, did a few days of reshoots, and it was a blast to do, and it turned out well. Like, yeah, each movie that I made, I've sent it to festivals and I've gotten awards, you know. I just haven't made very much money with it, you know. So it's more, you know, like I'm much more successful as just a makeup artist, but I you know, you love what you do, so you strive to do more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll probably do more music videos in the future and have fun with that and stuff. Just because I like to, not because I'm going to make any. I make, you know, I'm on TikTok now. You know, I post on TikTok, and I'm actually part of that whole TikTok creator fund. And I'll tell you, I'm making buck there. Like $2. I made $2. So, woohoo! I'm rich.
Goes right to his head, too.
Yeah. Well, I can't get coffee with it, so it might as well go to my head.
Another question, do you make your own latex for prosthetics?
No, generally I will order stuff from various vendors. You know, I do a lot of I get a lot of stuff from Ben Nye. So I have I'm a distributor of Ben Nye makeup, and I do stuff from Alcone from New York. It's a makeup company in New York. Yeah. So I usually get it from those sources. I'm not really big enough to make my own. I mean, I suppose if I really wanted to do that, but
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So I try to do it easy as possible.
Sure.
You know.
Now, do you ever go to the horror conventions or haunt conventions or anything like that? Do you ever visit those and check them out?
Yeah, I go to the, so some people might know me if they look, you know, they see my credits and whatnot. I have for many years gone to the Halloween Trade Expo in New Orleans. I go to that one all the time, and once in a while I'll go to Trans World in St. Louis.
See, now that's big in our haunt industry, as well as HauntCon and the trade show that was down in New Orleans in not last year but the year before.
1920.
Yeah, in
2000.
Yeah, in
2020.
Yeah, 2020. We went down to that one down there during then too. So.
Yeah, just before everything got shut down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it literally, Jay, it was in January and everything shut down 2 months later. So that was the last. Mm-hmm. Well, and then we go to Midwest Haunters Convention, which is up in, it was in Minneapolis this year, but it's back in Chicago coming up. That was more geared towards the home haunters and the actors and things like that. It's a little bit more of just a fun thing. But yeah, we've gone to Trans World, and it's a wonderful place.
Actually coming up soon in Labor Day weekend, I'm going to be going to Dragon Con and that's a huge one. That's really fun, and that we're going to be doing. I'm going to do like makeup demonstrations for the Apocalypse Rising track, which is all about zombies.
Awesome.
And zombie apocalypse. So I make people up as zombies, and I show them how to do like tips and tricks and how to, like do it on the cheap. Stuff like that. Should be cool. Should be a lot of fun.
I was just pointing out to my wife on of course we have you on a big screen in front of us, and that sword hanging on the wall behind you looks an awful lot like one I've got hanging behind the curtain over here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like a weird like vagina sword.
Right, yeah. I think we may have the exact same sword hanging back here.
That's great. Good taste. We all have very, very,
right.
very class. Clearly.
Absolutely. Yeah, we like different things. Well, I mean, as you see Hargore here behind me, this gentleman, he's from the company that was Spencer's before Spencer's was Spencer's.
Oh,
so he's antique. There's like maybe 3 left in the country of him. We had been using him in the haunt, but we're retiring him because he's just getting old and decrepit, and we don't want him out. Ours is an outdoor haunted attraction, so
we don't want him getting in any worse shape than he's already in.
Right, and of course we collect some basic masks, and I have a few of them here, and I have hundreds more on either side.
And then of course, he's got his own replica back there.
The wonderful Alan Hops. I don't know if you've heard of Stiltby Studios. And
nice.
Alan created this for me. He had created the mask and called it the Gravedigger, and I'm like, well, it's almost a Gravedigger, but it needs a mustache and beard on it. He's like, okay, and he made that for me.
Oh, that's cool. We sell a lot of masks in my store. We do a lot of like regular like latex masks. We do stuff from pumpkin pulp.
Love them. I'm still waiting on our we just bought something from Brian up at MHC. It's really cool. Baboon walking stick thingy.
Oh, yeah, that's great. And Immortal Masks now.
Yes.
I have Immortal Masks.
I did. I saw that. I saw you wearing one on your page, and I thought, oh, are they reselling Immortal Mask stuff? And so you are. So that's cool. That's cool. Now those are a little bit higher end.
Oh man, they're so damn expensive. I can only buy like 8 at a time. But like it's insane. But they are awesome. I figured if I want to get something like that, I'm gonna have the best in the world, And those, I think, Immortal Masks are the best.
Now somebody's asking, do you make Star Wars props?
Oh, I don't. No, I'm not like a prop maker. I'm a makeup artist. I just do makeup on people.
Right.
But I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that love making props. I know people that could make that stuff.
Yeah, we know a few.
Yeah, there's some people who really they do some cool stuff. In the area. In my town. But yeah, no, not me. I
Yeah,
don't
we
wanna-
actually know some people up in your area that like go to Salem every year for there's something going on up there that goes on every year, and say again.
Halloween action, yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, a little Halloween action going. Is that what that's called? Something rolls around every year. I don't know. They go up there.
Yeah.
But the Salem, of course, being kind of famous for that whole witchery type stuff and all that. That we'll have to get up to the New England area at some point in time.
That'd be fun.
That'd be one of those things once we're retired and we can sit back and just.
That ain't never happening.
I know.
It's lovely in the fall. It's lovely in the fall.
Yeah, Kit and SK and those guys went up there this last time too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Had a whole big. Some of our friends go up there for a get together. I think that's kind of what it was. Rob, you got a great poster collection. It's from Carlo. He says that you got a great poster collection. I know this question, but what's your favorite poster you own and why?
All right. Well, I have an original original one sheet of Escape from New York. Signed John Carpenter, and the story is that I went to one of his shows, his musical concerts, right? John Carpenter was playing,
right?
And I bought the special ticket to go meet him before the show and have him sign something. So I 3 weeks before, I had a really serious operation. I had a hernia that had got out of control, and it was a really bad one. So I was pretty much like not bedridden, but couch ridden for 3 weeks. And I really shouldn't have even gone. But I said, you know what? Screw that. I'm going. I got to meet John Carpenter. I've never met him, and he was my idol as far as filmmakers go. Him and Romero.
Yeah.
And I drove there. I was carrying a catheter with my urine box thing,
and ostomy bag.
It wasn't colostomy.
I said ostomy, not colostomy.
Okay, yeah. And I waited in line. It was freezing cold, right? Because it was in late November or whatever. And I get up there, and the lady says, all right, so if you're going to meet Mr. Carpenter, you have to walk over to the table, but put all your bags on your items to him, have him sign them. Does anyone have any questions? There's like 300 people in there, and I raise my hand. And he's like, yes. And he's like, ma'am, this bag is attached to me. And she's like, what? And I go, this is a catheter. I have this going right in. And she's like, oh, I think it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It was
Move
funny.
on.
So I end up going up there, and John Carpenter's there, and I hand him my I Escape from New York poster, and I say, man, do I have the balls to ask him to sign my catheter? I was like, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
He woulda.
He might have. He either would have been, get the fuck out of here, right? Or he would have laughed and said, who put you up to this?
Right.
So I tend to think he would have been cool about it and was highly entertained.
As long as it was a soft Sharpie he was using and not like a really pointy thing,
Well, it was in a box and a bag.
Okay, all right.
It was like a box with a bag on it. It was weird. It was like a very awkward situation. But yeah, so that was my favorite movie poster, is that one, because I had to go through a lot to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, good story. I hate to say it, but we're run out of time.
Wow.
We managed to fill
quick.
it. Yeah, it did go quick, didn't it? Damn.
It sure did.
A lot of times we're like having to draw on, but no, thank you for being on. It's been wonderful to meet you.
Nice. you as well.
If we're ever there up in the Salem area, I'll guarantee you I'll stop at the magic shop because I love magic shops.
Hell yeah.
And thank our mutual friend for setting this whole thing up. That was wonderful. I'm glad that she did, and I'm glad we had a chance talking. Now, is there anything we haven't talked about that you wanted to make sure you threw out there? You already mentioned the Dragon Con coming up.
Yep.
So go do that. You guys have the links to his websites and what have you.
Yeah, I mean, check out our shop, magicparlor.com. And, I'm always happy to, answer makeup questions. You can look at our Facebook and you can ask me questions through there too. It's all good. I really have nothing to promote necessarily, but anyone who's out there who wants to introduce themselves, I'm very friendly and happy to give you a little time.
And if you happen to be up in that area and you need a makeup artist to work on some big production thing that he likes, then maybe, never hurts to ask, right?
Right.
Why not? All I can say is no.
That's right. Yeah. Awesome, Rob. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We appreciate it. I appreciate talking to you and meeting you and things like that. Welcome to the 50th episode. Thank you for being on that too. Here's to 50 more, right? Only took us 4.5 years to get through it. Well, we'll do 50 more.
Pleasure's all mine.
All right, so I guess that's it, folks. We'll see you in a month. First Saturday of next month. Not going to tell you who the guest is because, I don't know yet. We'll find out. It'll be a good time. Thanks, Rob, for tuning in, and we will catch you all later.